So the World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a public health emergency of international concern, which has raised the question, does travel insurance cover coronavirus?
Look, a very valid question, and many leisure travel insurance policies actually do not cover pandemics. So when the World Health Organization escalated their sort of level around the coronavirus to a public health emergency, they also listed it on their website as a pandemic. So that strictly means that no cover is afforded where a claim is related to the coronavirus. Of course, on the other side of that, if a claim occurs through a normal travel mishap, lost baggage, anything like that, then that does remain covered in line with the terms and conditions of your current policy.
Sure, yeah.
Best to talk to your travel insurer if you have any questions, or obviously read the policy wording and the PDS. Importantly, TravelCard has been in contact with all of our clients in China and on the ground throughout China, and are working with them to bring them home. The safest place for them at the moment is to get people back into Australia, and we're continuously working with them to do so.
Do you think a lot of policyholders would be surprised to learn that their policy does not cover the costs where the cause is related to the pandemic?
Look, we imagine that there would be a significant number of people who would be somewhat surprised by that. We always encourage our policyholders to read their policy wordings and PDS documents very, very carefully, but still, people don't, and therefore when these sorts of things happen, thankfully a pandemic is something that doesn't happen very often, but you can see the seriousness of the situation, unprecedented measures by our federal government in closing our borders to non-Australian citizens and permanent residents, and the repatriation of people, Australian citizens, out of the Hubei province, that this is a big deal. So not surprising though that people most likely aren't aware of that general exclusion.
Misinformation about the coronavirus has spread rapidly online. How is TravelCard working with its broker partners to ensure their clients are receiving accurate and timely information?
The situation around the coronavirus is changing by the day, if not the hour. We're relying on two sources of the truth, and we would certainly recommend to the brokers that they too look at the Smart Traveller website, which is part of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and also the World Health Organization website, which is both are being updated regularly. We are taking that information and we are updating the TravelCard website as well as the broker portal, sending out digital emails to our broker partners, most recently of Monday of this week, and we're also communicating via our business development managers and our partner support team. So we would encourage, if brokers have any questions, to please feel free to ring us on our 1300 number.
The federal government's Smart Traveller website is advising people to do not travel to China. What advice do you have for brokers who have clients who may be intending on travelling to areas with a high risk of exposure?
Quite simply, follow the DFAT advice warnings, and these do change over time, and the DFAT will be monitoring the situation throughout China and Southeast Asia on an hourly and day-to-day basis. But at DFAT 4, do not travel, simply don't go there. If your travels are sometime in the future, I guess the best thing people might do is sort of monitor the situation and only make changes when and if they have to. Certainly, there are other hotspots emerging throughout Southeast Asia, thankfully not in Australia at the moment. And where the Smart Traveller website is at DFAT 3, which is reconsider your travel, at this point in time, I certainly would be thinking long and hard about visiting any of those countries as well. So follow the advice on Smart Traveller.